In any democratic country, there are four main pillars to safeguard, to strengthen, to facilitate much more participation on that. One is parliament, one is executives, one is judiciary. These three are fundamental stakeholders of any democratic setup. Along with this, parliament or legislators, executives or government machineries and judicial system, the fourth pillar we used to consider media and communication system as a fourth pillar. Newspapers, television channels and public media institutions, mainstream media, social communication system, all are meant to strengthen the democratic values, better participations. You might have heard a term frequently in the communication discipline, the watchdog. The watchdog responsibility is being attached with the fourth pillar, the newspapers and televisions and other media outlets. Watchdog means, as a mainstream media or communication system, they're supposed to scrutinize, critically evaluate public institutions, be it a government or be it non-government, be it public sector or international agencies, social institutions, cultural identity, any segment of the society, formal, informal, institutional mechanism. The mainstream media is supposed to critically observe, and if any deviation, they're supposed to highlight that. That's called watchdog role. Many times, the mainstream media goes for profit-oriented, commercial-oriented, and they may have different pressures from different quarters to highlight certain issues, to hide certain issues. This is quite common across the newsrooms in any setup, government setup or different setup kind of level. Like a watchdog, you might have heard about another term called agenda setting. Agenda setting is a term refers to the functions of media. Certain issues can be highlighted prominently over the period of time, either through newspaper columns or through radio or television talk shows, news bulletins and all that. Higher the focus, higher the priority is given for any issues, automatically that becomes the talking point in the immediate broadcast, immediate circulation, the days of printing and all. So society takes that the priority issues, they talk more about that. In many developed countries, newspapers and public institutions, they spend a lot of time and space on climate change, equality, human rights, other social issues. Once institutions, media institutions highlight certain crucial points, automatically the society takes up that. If they are not highlighting, then the issue may not come on a priority. If it is put it on priority, then automatically society takes into further level. So the agenda set by the media, mainstream media, has a lot of ramifications in the society, as it may not bring the change immediately, but it will set the priority in the whatever the people, whatever the size of the society or culture or readers or audience. That segment takes this priority idea, issue in the immediate level, and will further discuss, negotiate, and different levels of discussion happens on the issues. Eventually, once the society takes care about one issue, automatically many point of views will be discussed. Then there might be a solution because there is a lot of scope for participation of multiple individuals, institutions, groups. There is a lot of scope for further dialogue. Better the dialogue, better the participation, there's a lot of scope for kind of further development in that area. So agenda setting, watchdog, priority, and society and issues are highly interlinked. When these media institutions unable to highlight certain priority areas of the society due to any reasons, automatically society thinks in a different way of taking up the issues. This is a normal situation. The last 25 years, as part of this course, you might have seen the growth and development of digital media over the 2.5 decades. Unlike the mainstream media, in the online platform, digital platform provides better participation. We have discussed in the initial weeks about the scope and the level of participation of individuals in a different platform. Here we are no longer passive audience. We are able to control what information we want. We can retrieve the information as per our interest. Similarly, we can participate in all the levels. You want to reply to an article, you can comment on that. Or you want to write an article, you can start a blog. Or you want to communicate with the entire world through video, audio, you can share either live streaming or recorded video. The online platform provided a much scope for individual participation on that. So now you try to connect these two scenarios. One, the mainstream media in certain levels, certain locations, certain situations, unable to highlight certain social issues or important public issues for the broader attention. If they are unable to do it, then this is one scenario. Then another scenario, online and digital media platform provides enormous participation of individuals. When the watchdog role of mainstream media unable to bring out certain issues, automatically that neglected issues will be taken up by the group of individuals, and they'll use the online platform and they'll try to highlight that. Ultimately, the watchdog role is being performed in either mainstream media or in the online platform, either in a public broadcast or in newspaper level, or here is that's institutionalized one. Here individuals are gathering together, they are making a voice on certain issues. So when the individuals, the community comes together to voice certain concerns on certain social issues, that's being coined as activism. And they are using online and digital media platform. So that's the topic of this presentation, online activism. Broadly, this presentation is talking about different levels of activism, online activism, and what is the relationship between activism and social movements and technology, and the relationship between offline activism and online activism, and what kinds of types of online activism are being practiced so far, and what are the tools are being used by different activist social movements and different groups. So broadly, we are talking about understanding activism and the relationship between offline and online, and types and tools of online activism. Digital activism, it's a platform-oriented activity. Activism is basically utilizing the common resources or community resources and members collectively joined together, raise the issue about which is related to public welfare, public interest, social interest, or community interest on that. And here, since they are using the online platform, so that's being called as a digital activism. Means the groups interested to find a solution for any public interest issues, they use the digital media platform for mobilizing people, and through that mobilization, they'll try to seek a solution to an issue. So that's a very broad definition of online activism or digital activism. As we mentioned earlier of this presentation, media is one of the fourth pillar. They are supposed to work as a watchdog, and many times they have taken many issues, and since they have put it in a public platform, putting huge priority issues, then it's being amplified in many levels, because mass media reach is enormous. it has a potential to change the mindset. It has a potential to change the public opinion. When they take the right issue in a prominent way for a very long period, that leads to a change. We have historical records on that matters. And many times mainstream media, different media elements, they behave like an activist. They have raised a voice on many issues, and that leads to different kinds of developments. May not be a solution, but there are developments happen on many issues. Media has a potential. Media has that much powerful position there. They are working, they continuously work on that. But certain issues, certain concerns may not get that prominence as like other issues there. There are a wide variety of reasons for that. Being a media student, you may able to understand the rules and relationship of different stakeholders in operating media institutions, corporate sector, government sector, and their tussle between the power between multiple stakeholders, and ultimately it's related to the public opinion. Whatever information goes out to society, it has a significant value to change the opinion. Corporates are taking a lot of efforts to explore those potential audiences for their business purposes. Similarly, across the globe, government departments, government institutions, they try to utilize the different media elements to reach out to the mass, to the society, to the country level citizens, to seek the positive response on their policy matters, their performance, all other related activities. So media always plays a role in activism. Media always raised a voice on certain issues, not all the issues. When the certain issues are getting priority, certain issues may not get a priority. Then automatically those issues, neglected issues, due to various reasons, are taken up by the individuals. Earlier, before online platform, we used to have a citizen journalism concept. Citizen journalism is closely linked with the online activism. Means here the individuals are participating in the news process or communication process, where they'll highlight the issues from their locality or the common interest issues. So citizen journalism is basically a concept where the ordinary public act as eyes and ears of media organizations. Of course, whatever the individuals, ordinary public contributes to the media organization, there is no guarantee that everything gets published or broadcast over their network. It goes to all the filtration. And once the contribution from an ordinary person reaches the media organization, if it fulfills all the criteria of the newsroom, then only goes to the public area. So there is a limitation. There is a checks and balance also always there. The media organization, they check, they verify, and scrutinize the content, and then they release the gatekeeping process. Always very stringent in order of maintaining the quality and objectivity part. And mostly the voices are put on the public platform, which are further amplified, and through multiple network, it gets prominence. So media has a huge potential on that matter, on activism. So similarly, now the online platform gives a global reach, and the volume of audience size is enormous. Nearly 50% of the global populations, means 50% of the populations are connected to the online. The remaining 50% are not connected, but there are many reasons. We have seen the digital inequality and digital divide. During the earlier weeks, we discussed a lot about this inequality, but the 50% runs in multiple millions. Even in the country like India, we have around 700 million as per 2021. 700 million internet users are connected to the internet, and sheer volume of the numbers, you can understand that the public opinion in a democracy, the mass opinion matters a lot. Here, that's why the media online platform plays a crucial role in activism. There are many ways in which the online platform takes a position and highlights certain issues which are neglected by mainstream media. Some of the forms in the online platform is people used to write an online petition, they'll file the online petitions, or they'll start and create and host campaign websites, and then there are a lot of way of protesting through social media platform. And the most radical form of online activism is hacking, which is illegal, and it creates illegal. Repeat, the most radical form of activism is hacking. Hacking in the sense entering into somebody's server or institution's server or website account without their knowledge, without their permission, and either taking the information or altering the information. That's without the permission, without the knowledge of the actual owner of that website or the server. That's called hacking. For people who are protesting certain issues, just in order to seek the attention, the extreme cases they used to do that, but that's illegal. And many forms of online activism is many people, they used to create blogs and social media or bulletin boards, online communities, podcasts, or YouTube type websites. One is online petitions and websites and social media platform. Other than that, there are plenty of ways in which they utilize the tools for highlighting certain issues, whatever possible way. There is a clear-cut connection between the social movements and activism. I was mentioning about this, the 50% of the global audience are connected to the online platform. Social movements, basically, it's a congregation of large number of people. Over the period of time, they sustain their voice, sustain their protest, or they continue to voice their concerns for a change. Social movements, we have a historical background about social movements in India, that our own independence, we got independence through very long, prolonged independent movements. Very large number of people and different institutions involved in that, political, non-political, civil society, many different stakeholders involved in running, maintaining and mobilizing the people for a common goal. And the same concept is being applied in multiple levels, protecting the forest or protesting for saving the natural resources, or raising concerns about marginalized, disadvantaged people, and raising concerns about against inequality, against the human rights violations. The basic concerns on all the main matters related to bring out a change for a society, for betterment of the members of that society. So that's a basic philosophy of social movements. And there are many socio-economic, political, and environmental issues in which the people protested, they joined together over the period of time for different measures. Social movements usually revolves around the common interest of it. But now with the technology, with the sheer number of people, the social movements partly shifted to grassroots activism to virtual activism. There are many cases, many because of reach within the country, beyond the country, and whichever the concern that affects the human society, that takes international concern, international participation and all. And internet has become an essential tool for raising voices, and while at the same time it causes a kind of hostility among the public also. Because this is an online platform, it's not organized in a very systematic manner. People come from multiple background, from any quarter of the globe, with any interest, with any motives. And the numbers are huge, and many times it leads to kind of anarchy. Though the concerns are very common, concerns are very genuine related to the public interest, since the numbers are more, and there's a lot of chances of that kind of disturbance might come in the online platform. Basically, Online activism or digital activism heavily depends on technology. Technology and digital technology plays a very crucial role. We can identify 6 important functions in which technology can play a role in online activism, digital activism, or online social movements. Particularly the social media platform or online communities where the public participation is highly possible. That's due to the technology. Web 2.0 gave enormous scope for participation. In general, online platform is a participatory nature, but the Web 2.0 changed the entire dynamics of participation. And participation is much more meaningful in the post 2004 after Web 2.0. So one of the tool is communities and social media platform, and where the individuals are congregating each other on this specific interest on that. So once groups and communities are gathered together, the people try to change the opinion, or they'll try to shape up the public opinion on given situation, on given scenario, on given issue on that. That's the multiple way we have seen the earlier, the different, either they'll post the posters or public opinion pieces or audio video content, pamphlets. It's continuously being circulated among the different people. Depends upon the content, depends on the issue. The content gains the popularity, and once the popularity reaches, it's become viral and it reaches a multiple platform. And it has a potential to reach the different and diverse background and huge number. There's a lot of scope for the people who are originating the pieces and content. They'll try to mobilize the opinion there. So because for any social movements or for any activism, you need the ground in which audience should be available, and the audience should be available on the similar interest. So congregating the people in initial stage, once they come to the one particular platform, they'll try to mobilize the opinion. The majority of the group, not all, but majority should have a similar opinion towards that issue. So once the numbers required, then audience should have majority of them should have a common interest and common opinion. Once the opinion and group is ready, then they have to translate this group and opinion into action. Action can be either online based or offline based or mixed together. Ideas can be discussed in online, strategies can be developed in online. That for the offline protest, then they can go to offline, they'll execute the plan. So that is the first 2 stages: the platform, people, opinion, the opinion translated into action. So this is a routine steps, routine process for any social movements using the technology. So there is an issue with the online platform. Here in a offline world, in normal world, if wherever there is a crowd and mass protesting for that, they may come with a broad institutional framework, either political party or civil society or social institutions. On that basis they may come. But online, sometimes they may come with an institutional background, and many times they may behave like individuals. Some of them may be targeted because most of the social movement activism are being carried out against powerful institutions, either corporates or international agencies or government sector or public sector. So there is a lot of scope for retaliation of these powerful people to the individuals. And in the online platform, being a technological oriented thing, many people, they used to take anonymous position there. It has a merits and demerits, because once you're not able to reveal the profile of you, then it loses the significance of your messages. But if the situation and the issues are more concerned, more pertinent to the immediate attention, then the people can escape this anonymous demerits, and they can focus on the content. So that technology provides that kind of solution of taking anonymous position to participate in an online platform. So this is a kind of tool from the technology then, and then many members may not be able to participate in all the actions, but they can indirectly help the activism or social movements to take a kind of mass strength by sharing the content to the multiple groups. Then take actions digitally, as we mentioned about earlier, the petitions, campaign websites, discussions, opinion pieces. Then there is this is a fifth level, and the sixth level is transfer of resources. Transfer of resources means that helps the stage one. Once groups are gathered together with the help of multiple literature, multiple documents, the opinion needs to be generated in the shortest possible time without much ambiguity. The technology helps that part. Offline and online activism, once the audience are available, then with some similar opinion and interest, then the planning can be done in online, then execution can be done in offline. The medium and medium supports that process, and it's a different forms of activism, takes care about the offline and online part, and more the involvement, the prominence comes, then most of the activities, either in offline mean, there needs to be a kind of synchronous or kind of close coordination because of the sheer size of the online platform. Kind of the campaign or social movements needs to be scrutinized and organized in a meaningful manner. The last 2 points before winding up this the presentation is, what are the types of online activism available and what are tools are available? Online activism may be based on the simple level of changing the profile of a social media account, or circulating the content, or being part of the online protest, or sharing the opinion on a public platform. Extreme cases like hacking the website, that's extreme cases which is illegal. Then there is then there is a group of people, their role is just to mobilize the people. They are influencers. They'll try to use multiple online content or media platform to mobilize the people. Here, social movements and activism, as we discussed earlier, we need a good number, mass number is required, then change their opinion. So the influencers plays a crucial role in aggregating the people and changing their opinion. And social media campaign. In India, we have around 700 internet users, and 75% of the users are access to social media platform. So social media is emerging a very strong platform, and individual people are congregating and utilizing those resources for common actions, trending, hashtag, and influencing the common institutions. The social media platform is evolving over the period of time as one of the social institutions in the online platform. The tools for online activism is websites, a common way from the 1995 onwards, where I started using the websites. Online petitions, people can sign the petition anonymously or with their email or social media account. Social networks, microblogging sites, blogging, apps, and mobile phones. These are the primary tools in which to fulfill the broad process of social movements of gathering the people, change their opinion, and mobilize the strategy and translate into action, either in online or offline world. So these are the important points of online activism, and now the online activism gains a currency due to the many issues are being taken up by the individual communities, individuals in online platform for collective action, either within the country or global level. Thank you.